Did you know that the U.S. women's hockey team has medaled in every Olympics since the sport's Olympics inception in 1998? Well, they have, and most of those were either gold or silver. There's one bronze. I'll get into that breakdown in a little bit. And today we are going to focus on all things women's hockey. Got a lot of fun facts for you. We're going to start out with the epic rivalry between USA and Canada. I am a reporter based in Austin, Texas. I work under the umbrella of Nexstar Media, and I am part of a small and wonderful group of journalists headed to Milan Cortina in February 2026 for the Winter Games. And at the point of filming this, it's just under 2 months away. So excited, and that's why we really want to start introducing you to all of these amazing athletes that are going to be representing the U.S. So again, women's hockey officially became an Olympic sport in 1998, and the USA women took home the gold that year. Canada does have us when it comes to gold medals, but both teams have really solidified themselves as the two top powerhouses in the sport. We're going to go ahead and give you a medal breakdown now. As we mentioned, in 1998, that inaugural year for women's hockey in the Olympics, USA coming out strong, opening with a gold medal. Next Olympics in 2002, USA Canada in the finals once again. USA coming out with the silver. 2006, the one and only time Team USA women's hockey was not in that final match, losing in the semifinals and ultimately landing a bronze medal. Back in the finals again, though, in 2010 with a silver medal. Same story in 2014 with another silver medal for Team USA. Canada with another gold. Script gets flipped in 2018. USA, after a 20-year gold medal drought, gets a gold medal again. The most recent Olympics in 2022, Beijing, China, a similar story. Once again, USA and Canada in that final match. USA coming home with a silver medal. 2026 coming up, Milan Cortina. And the USA women are ready for another gold medal. And I'm going to be super transparent. I am not a hockey analyst. I'm actually the crime reporter for the Austin affiliate for our station, but went to a big hockey school and have always followed it and have really gone down the women's hockey rabbit hole the past few months while covering this team ahead of the 2026 games. And even though Canada has a pretty heavy lead in gold medals when it comes to the Olympics, both teams are much more evenly matched in terms of gold medals when it comes to the World Championship Series. So that is something that started in 1990, and it doesn't happen every year. There was only one in 2019 where USA and Canada were not in the finals. This time differently from the one time that USA and Canada didn't face off in the Olympic finals. This time it was Canada who fell in the semifinal match, and that was in 2019 with USA winning gold, Finland getting silver, and Canada receiving the bronze. So the overall title, or overall matchup in gold medals, USA 11 golds to Canada's 13. So just slightly edging the US out when it comes to the World Championship competitions. And the USA women's team also snagged the title at this year's championship and has 7 out of the last 10. And if the Olympics and World Championship matchups weren't enough, the teams also play in something called the rivalry series as well. It's now in its 6th season, and teams have really traded off wins when it comes to this. The USA won the first 2 games in November pretty handily, 4-1 and 6-1. And we did get a chance to speak with 2 Team USA star players, forward Kendall Coyne Schofield and defender Caroline, who goes by KK, Harvey when we were at the Team USA Media Summit in New York City in October, just a couple weeks ahead of these games, and here's what they had to say going in.
So excited. I mean, we've been preparing for so long, a lot of practices and preparation going into it, so I think we're ready to play a game and we're going to be firing on all cylinders.
It's a part of the process. Our group has already had 3 training camps, and this will be our 4th time together since August, and I think we're excited to have some games to play now, and but it's all part of the process. We're still at 30 players, and we have to get down to 23. So every time we go, we know we have to, showcase and perform. And everyone's been working so hard, and it's such a great group. So every time we get together, it's exciting.
Those first 2 games were in the U.S., one in Cleveland and one in Buffalo. And at the time of filming this was ahead of the 2 December games that are set to take place in Canada. Now let's talk about the players. Currently, there are 30 athletes on Team USA's roster, and the final number going to Milan Cortina will be 23. So we do have to see cuts. There's going to be 7 athletes from this current set of 30 cut from the team before heading out to Milan in February, and that roster announcement is set to come early January. I'm told sometime before January 5th. The longest standing player on the team right now is Hillary Knight, and if she does make that final roster, those final 23 spots, Milan Cortina will be her 5th Olympics.
Yeah, I think it's one of the coolest jobs, if you want to call it that, dream come true sort of in the world. The Olympics are so special and so magical, and they just have such a tremendous impact, not only on the competitors that are out there on, doing their sport, but just the country. So it's a huge honor to be able to represent your country on a world stage.
Do you have a favorite Olympic moment?
Probably winning gold in 2018. We, came so close so many times, and it hadn't been done for 20 years, and to bring and capture gold again, bring that back to the United States was just so monumental for us, and especially all the challenges we had off the ice, and everything came together at the right moment for us, and that's something we're looking to do here for 2026.
So many players on the team look up to her. They all told me that in my interviews with them, and her coaches look to her, and she really is one of the ultimate leaders of the team. And she's also hilarious. When we were at the media summit in New York City, I chatted with her there. We got to interview her there, but because I had already interviewed her before, a little bit more seriously, talking a little bit more about her journey to Italy and how she got into the sport, and what drives her and motivates her and stuff. We wanted to have a little bit more fun with this interview, so I opened with a question on if she likes the idea of the media summit where the athletes are just, stopping by literally one media station, another media station, here. And, like I said, we just decided to have some fun with it. That was my opening question. And she compared it to a car wash.
Okay. I'm not lying. I'm not. I want you to be honest. Okay. This is not bad. Yes, it does feel like a car wash, and you kind of feel like you've gone through the spins and you just get sent out in the dry cycle. But we are I'm always in our world. We're always training, we're competing, we're doing the same kind of pattern stuff all the time. So to have a break from that's really nice. Yeah. And I will say it's really convenient because we get to do the car wash of media that we don't have to find availability in and around training. So it does add a level of ease to the next 100 days, I guess, right? 2
of the current standouts on the team are goalie Aaron Frankel and forward Taylor Heisey. They have both been cut shortly before the final roster in the past, and they are both hoping to make 2026 their Olympic debut.
It would be an honor to go to the Olympics. Obviously something we've all worked for so long, and for me it's been an up and back process of trying to make teams and not always making the roster, so it's just constant reminder, obviously it's nearby, but just staying the course and working hard and trying to earn a spot.
Got cut from the last one, so I think going into this Olympics, it's making sure I do everything I possibly can to not let that happen again. And I feel like I've done a really good job of that. And it's not at the end of the day, it's not in my hands on if I get picked or not, but it would be an amazing feeling to obviously represent your country, and something I haven't been able to do on the international stage that big, so it'd be awesome.
Kendall Coyne-Schofield, also one of the big leaders on the team. If she were to make the final roster, this would be her 4th Olympics, and it would also be her first as a mom. We've talked a lot about that in the past. But right now I want to focus on something that she told me at the media summit. I asked her about the leadership role that she holds and, what that's like with such a young team. And she had such an interesting response. Instead of talking about her and leading the team and being on the team for so many years and being in that position of leadership, she really pivoted and talked about how even though a lot of the players on the team may be young in age, they have a wealth of experience, and she talked about how much respect she has for them.
I think a lot of people have said, oh, well, your team is young compared to maybe Canada's team. And it's when you look at the experience of our players who are young by age only, they're extremely experienced, playing in multiple world championships, playing in Olympic games. When you look at Abby Murphy and KK Harvey, went to the Olympics as 19-year-olds. They played in multiple, they're experienced. KK Harvey is the defenseman of the tournament at the World Championship. These are experienced players that are just happen to be young, and so they don't need much helping is what I'm getting at. Cool. Yeah.
One of those young standouts Kendall just mentioned is KK Harvey. She went to her first Olympics in Beijing when she was just 19 years old. Kendall just said that, and she was the youngest player at the time. She is currently a college student at the University of Wisconsin, and we got the chance to talk to her in Lake Placid, and she credited a lot of her success starting at a young age to her teammates.
We're a tight-knit group in there. We have a great culture, and just everyone has your back and best interest in mind. So we push each other, and we're very competitive out there on the ice. But at the end of the day, no matter what happens, we know we have each other's back, and through thick and thin, we're there for each other.
Another defensive standout is Michigan native Megan Keller. We also got the chance to chat with her in Lake Placid, and she told us a story about how she got into hockey, and it was when she and her brother saw some other kids in the neighborhood playing.
Kind of unique, neither of our parents played hockey. They're both from Pennsylvania, but my brother and I were both born there, and all of the neighborhood kids were playing, and it's really all you see in Michigan. So we picked up hockey sticks and wanted to get out on the ice, and ever since then we've just really fell in love with the game and continue to play to this day.
And how much older is he than you?
He's 3 years older.
Okay.
So there's a few mini stick battles in the basements, a couple holes in the wall. Mom's not too happy about.
I was gonna ask how often you guys played together growing up.
All the time. I mean, being the younger sibling, you usually end up as catcher or goalie. So shocked that didn't turn into a goalie. But yeah, we had a lot of fierce sibling battles back in the day, and probably why I play the way I do is with a little extra edge because of him. And these are just a few of the 30 incredible and inspiring athletes on the U.S. women's hockey team. Again, right now we're at 30. We're going to whittle down to 23 for the final roster to go to Italy, and the announcement of those final spots, that final roster, is set for early January.